In 2025, a stark warning emerged. Press freedom around the world has suffered its sharpest fall in 50 years. The latest report shows that not only are more journalists under threat, but the foundations of democracy itself are being shaken. Why should this matter to you? Because when the press cannot operate freely, the right to know is weakened, corruption thrives, societies fragment, and trust erodes. Free media is more than a headline. It's a pillar of democracy. When journalists ask tough questions, hold power to account, and report facts, citizens can make informed decisions. When media is silenced, fear, misinformation, and unchecked power fill the void. A vibrant press helps reveal abuses, shine a light on injustice, and give voice to the powerless. It is also critical for innovation, economic growth, and social cohesion. In short, a democracy without free press is a democracy at risk. When we see declining press freedom, we're not just watching politics. We're seeing what happens when the public's ability to know all the facts is compromised. So where is the freedom being lost most? The recent report from the Reporters Without Borders, RSF, finds that for the first time, the global press freedom score average has fallen into the difficult situation category. More than half the world's population, over 4.2 billion people, now live in countries rated very serious for press freedom violations. In many regions, the decline is especially steep. In South Asia and East Asia, countries like India, ranked 159th, and China, 172nd, are counted among the worst offenders. In the Middle East and North Africa, the threats range from imprisonment of reporters to total shutdowns of independent media. In Eastern Europe and Central Asia, new laws making registration mandatory for news outlets or giving states broad powers to revoke licenses are accelerating the collapse of neutral journalism. To put it in a number, 42 countries are now marked as bright red on RSF's map, where press freedom is extremely or entirely absent. That's double the number 5 years ago. The decline is not only in authoritarian states, even established democracies are slipping. The United States, for example, is now ranked 57th, facing growing hostility toward journalists and increased risk for independent media. This is a global phenomenon, not isolated, and the trend is clear. The space for serious, independent journalism is shrinking fast. What does a declining press freedom environment look like on the ground? First, journalists behind bars. Reporters targeted for covering corruption or conflict are silenced through arrests, threats, and violence. In some countries, being a journalist means being at risk of your life. Second, censorship and legislation. Governments are passing laws that restrict media licensing, force registration, impose heavy fines, and allow secret surveillance. Independent outlets are being shut down or taken over by state-affiliated operators. Third, economic collapse of journalism. The RSF report emphasizes that the economic indicator, how financially viable independent journalism is now at an all-time low. Without funding, even free media gradually lose independence. Fourth, digital threats and disinformation. With AI, bots and algorithms amplifying propaganda and misinformation, the role of a trustworthy press becomes even more vital, but also more challenging. When the business model fails, the laws get more restrictive, and the physical threats go up. The result is a vicious cycle. What started as economic strain becomes full-blown erosion of press freedom and of the democratic function of media. So what does this mean for you? And what can be done? As a viewer or citizen in the UK/Europe, your media environment is still comparatively strong, but it isn't immune. Press freedom can weaken gradually and then suddenly. Supporting a robust press means renewing trust, subscribing to independent outlets, demanding transparency, and resisting efforts to limit investigative journalism. For the EU and UK press ecosystem, there is a key role. First, to continue defending international standards of press freedom. That means speaking out when foreign media is under pressure, supporting cross-border journalism, and promoting safe working conditions for journalists abroad. Second, to guard against creeping threats at home, ownership concentration, hostile legislation, surveillance, and disinformation. A slip here doesn't stay local, it feeds global trends. Third, investing in the future of journalism, new business models, digital innovation, and protections for pluralism. Because when journalism collapses economically, freedom collapses with it. When you think about pressing subscribe on that independent outlet or paying for premium journalism, that's not just personal convenience, it's an investment in open society, accountability, and democracy. Why should we treat the decline in press freedom as a major global story? Because it strikes at the heart of how societies govern themselves. When information is restricted, power becomes unchecked. When media is weak, corruption spreads, populism thrives, and citizens lose voice. We are entering a phase where press freedom could become an axis dividing the next generation of democracies and autocracies. The new report shows that this decline is not just a regression. It might mark an era of systemic reversal, but there is hope. Public awareness is rising, cross-border media collaborations are increasing, tech innovations are creating new ways for reporters to reach audiences despite constraints. The question is, will democratic societies act in time? Will the UK, EU, and the broader free world press recognize that the erosion of media freedom abroad can mirror the erosion at home? Because in the end, this is not just a story of media. It's a story of rights, of governance, of truth, and of whether our societies will remain open or drift into shadow. The fate of journalism affects you, your community, and your country. And the sharpest drop in 50 years means we all have a stake in turning this around. Press freedom is under threat, but it is not yet lost. Your voice, your choices, and your attention can help shape its future. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. How do you think press freedom can be defended in this new era?